Hi guys, welcome to Bar Talk with Ola. This is Mojola Oluwa and I'm so happy to have you here again. In my last episode, I spoke about 4 types of clients you're most likely to encounter as a Nigerian lawyer. Today, I want to talk about 4 more types of clients you're most likely to encounter as a Nigerian lawyer. And trust me when I say that I speak from experience. The first type of client I want to talk about today is the hasty client. Have you ever met a hasty client? I have. That client that has no chills at all. They're telling you, do this, do that, go here, come here, and they're calling you all the time. Oh, have we done this? Have they replied? What are we doing next? Let's go to court. Oh, have you picked an adjournment date? Oh, that date is too far. I don't want that. I want this. I want, so hasty. What most laymen do not understand is that it's not about how fast. Our people say that no be person we first call police, they win case. So it's not about how fast, but how timeous, how smart and how calculated and strategic you are in your practice, in the things you do and in the steps you take. That's what most likely determines, the outcome of your matter. So it's very important if you find yourself in a situation where, a client is being very hasty and they are almost pushing you into fire. You do not have to enter the fire and you don't have to drag them along, because trust me, these clients will come back and say, oh, but you're the lawyer, you should know better. Oh, I trusted your judgments. Oh, I thought that you would know better. So it's very important for you not to allow a client to push you, because of their own haste. Do not allow them to push you into something that's not proper. You must always, manage the situation between yourself and the client within the bounds of the dictates of our profession and what is good and best for the clients under the law. So have you ever had an hasty client? I have. I have one that would always call me. Oh, have they replied? We sent out a letter of demand and then we gave them 14 days, clear 14 days. And then he's calling, oh, have they replied? Oh, have they? I'll be like, young man, when they reply, I'm going to get in touch with you. I'm your lawyer. I'm not going to do anything behind your back. So you need to calm down. And, I don't tell him all of that. But, I just say that in my mind. But I'll just be like, oh, they've not replied. Oh, we gave them 14 days. It's not yet 14 days. And then there was a time he was telling me, oh, let's write another letter. And I'm like, sir, the 14 days expires tomorrow. We cannot write a letter until the day after tomorrow, which is the next working day after tomorrow, So hasty clients will try to push you. They will test your patience and they will test your good judgment. You have to be up and about. Do not allow a hasty client to push you, into trouble. Because, clients come and go, like I always say. So when a client comes and they go, you will be left with what you've done and the outcome of your decision on your own career. So it's very important to be very careful with clients that are hasty. Have you ever had a hasty client? Have you ever had a hasty client? Let me know in the comment section. The second type of client I'll talk about today is the gullible client. Have you ever met a gullible client? I have. Clients having these qualities does not necessarily make them bad people. It just means that they have some of these attributes, that make it sometimes a little difficult to work with them, or that, gives you as a lawyer the burden of being more proactive and firmer in managing the situation. So we had this client and he had been wrongly accused. The gullibility started from when he agreed to buy back what he had not received. He was accused of receiving stolen property. I've discussed it earlier on this channel, but the contextual application to what I'm talking about today is that part where he agreed to buy back what he did not receive as stolen goods just because he was under pressure by the police. That's one part. That's his first act of gullibility, because they promised, oh, just agree to buy these things back, we'll let you go. He thought he was going to be let off the hook, and even after he agreed to buy those things, they still took him to court. So you can imagine that. And then while we were in court, another thing that gullible clients do is that they probably think that maybe when someone is offering them a better offer, they might not, they have the latitude not to inform their lawyer, thinking, oh, they are being smart and, they're making your work easier as a lawyer. Meanwhile, they're making the work extremely more difficult. So we had this gullible client, he went behind our back to agree to terms and conditions without telling us, without carrying us along. And that made the case even more difficult. That made the case, more it prolonged the case, made it more difficult, but at the end of the day, we were able to get him out. I'm sharing these stories not necessarily so that when clients come to you, you will look out for these attributes, but so that when they manifest, you would remember and you would know what to do. So if you are dealing with a gullible client, it's time for you to make your own wisdom more pronounced in the situation. So you have to continue to reinforce to them, don't do this, do this. We are a team, we're working together. Do not go and agree to anything behind my back. Make sure you carry me along as I'm carrying you along. So valuable clients are prone to being deceived, and they are prone to being influenced. They are easily malleable and impressionable. So it's important for you to be firm as a lawyer when you're dealing with a gullible client. Another thing is that you must make sure you're not exploiting their gullibility, because there might be the temptation, because they're easily impressionable. You might begin to think, maybe I could do this and get away with it, maybe I could do that and get away with it. So it's important to one side, make sure you manage the situation in such a way that they do not put you in trouble, and they do not put themselves in more trouble, and they do not make your work difficult. Then on the other hand, make sure that you do not exploit their gullibility. The third type of client I want to talk about today is the impossible client. That's the client that tries to make you do the impossible. Have you ever met such a client? I have. There was a time, a client approached me, and his wife had been involved in work hazard and she had died, and they had gone to court, sued the company and all of that. And during the proceedings, he found out or suspected that the wife's brother, with whom he had instituted the suit, was now conniving with the company and the company's lawyer, team, and there was now conniving with their own lawyer, whom they both briefed about the matter, was now conniving with him to make some money out of the case. That's what he told me. That's what he suspected. I don't know how true or false that was. And then he wanted out of the matter. But at that point, the court had ordered an autopsy on the cause. And so he came to me saying that he was tired of the case, he wanted to move on with his life. So he just wanted to bury his wife in peace and move on. So he wanted me to make it happen for the hospital to release the dead body to him for him to bury. And I had to tell him, sir, there's a court order that autopsy should be done on this body. There's nothing I can do to get you the body. I can't write to vacate a court order. It's not done. I am a lawyer. I'm at the bar. I'm subject to the bench, so to speak. So I cannot vacate a court order, except you go back to court and, make an application for the order to be vacated. And he said that, no, that he doesn't want to even go back to court again. He doesn't even want to go at the next adjourned date for the subsisting matter. Talk less of going to make an application for the order to be vacated. So I told him, sir, there's nothing I can do. I can't write a letter. At most, it will be disregarded, and that will look very foolish of me. So there's nothing I can do. That you make an order to the court for the order, the existing order to be vacated. So have you ever had a client come to you asking you to do the impossible? Sometimes these clients think that we are magicians. We can do anything or do and undo. And I know that I wouldn't blame them, because some reports about what lawyers can do and cannot do are largely exaggerated, both to the positive and to the negative. You have to be very careful and probably watch out, for when a client is asking you to do the impossible. We are not gods. We're human beings like you. We just happen to be lawyers, attorneys, advocates, as you would have it. And the last type of client I want to talk about today is the oversabi client. Oversabi is a Nigerian word, in Nigerian pidgin language. It means someone that knows too much, or that proves to know too much. Some people call it I too know. That's ITK, I too know. So it just means that you're always trying to show off your knowledge, and you're always trying to show off that you're better than other people, in the things that you know. That's oversabi. So have you ever met an oversabi client? I have. I have this client that's always telling me, there are some clients that would have researched the law, researched everything before they come to you. And they're telling you, do this. Is it not this? Is it not that? In fact, I was speaking with someone some days ago, and they were briefing me about a matter, and they had not given me the full details. But based on what they had told me, I told them that this is not a lawyer's matter, that you need to go to so authorities and to, to verify these claims and to see what you can do, to ensure that you do not suffer the injury. And then they flared up. Apparently, they knew their onions, and they knew that this was a lawyer's matter. everything is not shoot fire. It's not like that. So you need to calm down. So it's important for you to know how to calm down over sabi clients. There are clients that would have done their homework, they would have done their research. They would have researched not only the law but the application of the law and what you're supposed to do as a lawyer. They just need you to come and do it just because you're the lawyer, and that's the only thing that is preventing them from doing it themselves. You have to be careful with such kinds of clients, because sometimes, like I said in the last video, some of these clients don't understand that it's not just about knowing the law, it's about knowing the applicability of the law. It's about understanding the timing. You can't just you might know the law, but how to apply it. Do you know the rules of court that would apply in each situation? You might say that, oh, I'll sue, I'll file my matter, I'll do this, but there are some peculiar adaptations, jurisdiction by jurisdiction, court by court, and all of that. And even where it's an out of court matter, there are different things that come to play. It's not just about, oh, this is the law, let's go on and apply it. That's where a lawyer comes in. A lawyer knows the terrain, so they're able to help you apply the law in a way that is most suited to your case, and that will get you, the fastest and the best justice, if there is anything like that anyway. So it's very important. If you're an oversabi client, you need to repent and change your ways. And if you as a lawyer ever come in contact with an oversabi client, it's important for you to be very smart about managing them. So today I've spoken about, the gullible clients, the hasty clients, the impossible client, the ones that want you to do the impossible, and the oversabi client. So which of these clients are you if you're a layman watching, and which of these clients have you encountered if you're a lawyer watching? Leave me comments in the comment section, and I will see you in my next video. Toodles!